maji bwana. Bila wimbo swali. Twende hivi. Cosmas. Songa. Sipige hizi vitu. Twende. Sasa mgongo. Twende. Bukan?
tu. Study mic. Unanisikia? Okay.
Kuna wimbo.
Alright guys, this is Bungoma.
Kuna wimbo mtazimbia.
We are here today's live stream is about the 60th
Hakuna mwanaweza imba
anniversary ya Kenya Red Cross. This is Bungoma branch. These are 60 years of humanity, or rather humanitarian activities, the Kenya Red Cross. So, remember this is the largest humanitarian entity in the entire universe. So we are marching. This is just left Kiwanja Ndege. We are heading straight to the. Let me just read for you the program so that ujue nini kinaendelea. Yes, kutoka hapa tunaelekea kwa County Commissioner Office, then tunafikia kwa Mheshimiwa Governor. Then kuna community service at Kiwanja Ndege where there's Black Nation Drive, there's anti-Jigger campaign, medical outreach, speeches from partners, issue of first aid certificate, issue of checks, entertainment and speech from the SG. Kutoka hapo wanaelekea moja kwa moja hadi Bungoma prisons, mahali ambapo donate toiletries. Then a courtesy call to BC Kibabii University, Keynote, the Kibabii University chapters and students. And then finally, kutakuwa na interaction and late lunch. So, yeah. Guys, this is Ikue Updates, official live stream channel for Kenya Red Cross Bungoma branch. Tunawaletea live Bungoma. So sasa hivi tunakaribia roundabout ya Kiwanja Ndege. I wish I got someone from Kenya Red Cross to say something about Red Cross. Let me put this bag in this vehicle. Let me put this bag in this vehicle. Cosmas.
Imagine.
Twende tuwaguze, twende. Yeah.
Are you getting us? Are you getting us loud and clear? Unatupata loud and clear? Okay. Haya, busema kitu. What's your name?
My name is Noreen. Noreen Orembo.
Sadi unapata Lorraine?
Simama kwa laini.
So Lorraine, tell us about this.
Bagi kwa laini, bagi kwa
We're
laini.
very happy. We are celebrating Red Cross at 60 and we are celebrating service to humanity.
Ona, bagi kwa laini tafadhali, bagi kwa laini.
And ensuring that we elevate human suffering. So 60 years of doing this is
Boss, bagi kwa laini tafadhali.
able to be here for 60 years and we've been able to give service to humanity for 60 years.
Nasikia hapa kuna activity mingi sana zinaleta shida na hisi. Hakuna mtu ako silent hapa. So wacha tu tutoe. I think we can pick what she's saying. Yeah. Good. So this one can be mine. So Sadi, we are loud and clear. Let's start again, Sadi. Are we loud? You know this boy, namuuliza, if you are loud and clear, is not saying, are we loud and clear? Okay, so continue. You're telling us something?
I was saying that today is a very big day for us. We are celebrating Kenya Red Cross at 60. So Red Cross has been here for 60 years and we're very glad that we've been able to give service to humanity for 60 years. So our theme is celebrating service to humanity. It is no joke, elevating human suffering and we are always there. So it's just a celebration. We'll be celebrating with the community, who are our biggest stakeholders, our partners, the county government that we auxiliary work with. So that's why we are here today and we hope that it will be a successful day and that everybody will be able to actually know what the Kenya Red Cross does and they are partner with us and we work together to see that everything runs smoothly and people are reached.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any success stories? Any success stories?
We have several success stories. So I will not talk about the 6 years, but maybe I can talk about this year.
Yes.
Of course, we are lucky. We are implementing several projects, and for me, I would want to incline my success story to the livelihood project that we are implementing, where we are supporting groups with some seed grants. I think it's been very impressive to just see the change in livelihood, especially economically with these groups where they're being supported, but also just empowering communities with knowledge. I think for me that is what I would talk about. For this specific, let me point out to one group called Imani Moka Widows Group from Cheptai, where they're implementing a climate change-led initiative and they were given a grant. They produce eco-friendly charcoal briquette. So when we went, there was no machine. Now they have a whole machine and now they're producing in bulk and even, to other counties. And it's a significantly changed their lives. Children are able to go to school. Their homesteads have really changed and we're like them here today. How they what they do and how they produce these briquettes. Yes.
All right. I'm looking for this boy. I'd like to know whether he's still getting us loud and clear.
Okay.
Where is he? Can you see him?
Yes. There he is.
Okay. All right. So today's program is like, where are we heading to now?
So after the procession, we'll go back to Kibabii and we'll have our Secretary General, Dr. Idris Ahmed, joining us. We'll also have the Governor, Excellency Kenneth Mutaka joining us, and several other protocol reserve directors, CAC, joining us at Kibabii for us to mark this day.
So basically, we're just doing a lap. And by the way, guys, I'm a life member. I'm a life member, but do I say? Okay.
Yes.
I'm a life member, but do I say? Okay.
Yes.
So that is Lorraine. us allow now the cameraman to concentrate on the action here.
Yeah.
Habari gani nzuri sana, jambo bwana, habari gani nzuri sana, habari gani nzuri sana, wakaribishwa jambo bwana, habari gani nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa Kenya yetu, Kenya yetu, Rwanda, habari gani, Rwanda, habari gani nzuri sana, nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa Kenya Records, Kenya Records, hakuna matata, nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa Kenya Records, hakuna matata, nzuri sana, nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa, hakuna record artist. Habari gani, habari gani nzuri sana, wageni Hakuna matata, tuendelee na hiyo mtia.
tunasema kwamba bodaboda wote we must promote our road safety. Lazima tu promote our road safety. Lazima tuzingatie sheria zote za barabara. Leo tuzingatie sheria zote za barabara. Leo ikiwa ni red cross at 60, we must promote road. Ikiwa ni red cross at 60, we must promote road safety. For what safety? For what?
Alfonso Wino Law, we are here to celebrate 60 years of Alfonso Wino Law, we are here to celebrate 60 years of we are here to celebrate 60 years of this day.
Mama wajane, ninafurahia sana, asanteni. Mama wajane, ninafurahia sana, asanteni.
Kwa majina ni Nelly Chalanga Chelimo. Kwa majina ni Nelly Chalanga Chelimo. Nina furaha kwa sababu ya mambo haya ya Red Cross. Imetuinua sana kwa sababu ya mambo haya ya Red Cross. Imetuinua sana sisi mama wajane pamoja na watoto wetu yatima, umetusaidia sana. Wajane pamoja na watoto wetu yatima, umetusaidia sana.
Mama Jocelyn
Matata, Kenya nchi nzuri. Matata, Kenya nchi nzuri. Rekoka 60. Rekoka 60. Service in humanity. Service in humanity.
Hakuna matata,
tunasherekea.
hakuna matata,
Tunasherekea. Hakuna matata. Rekosa 60.
matata,
Rekosa 60.
tumefanya twende. Hakuna matata, hakuna matata,
service.
hakuna matata,
We are always there.
hakuna matata,
We are always there.
hakuna matata,
Service, hakuna matata.
matata,
Service, hakuna matata.
hakuna matata,
Service in humanity.
hakuna matata,
Service in humanity.
hakuna
Humanity.
hakuna matata,
We are always there.
hakuna matata,
We are always there.
hakuna matata,
We are always there.
hakuna matata,
Rekosa 60.
matata,
Rekosa 60.
hakuna matata,
Service in humanity.
hakuna matata. Habari gani? Nzuri sana. Habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni makaribishwa, Kenya Redeni makaribishwa, Kenya Red Cross. Hakuna matata, nzuri sana. Hakuna matata, nzuri sana. Wakenya makaribishwa, Kenya Red Cross, Kenya Red Cross. Hakuna matata, hakuna matata. Jambo bwana,
Service in humanity.
bwana.
Service in humanity.
Hakuna matata. Jambo bwana. Jambo bwana. Habari gani? Yes.
Majina naitwa Caroline na Butola kutoka
ambayo tumefurahia sana. So wote wa Kenya karibuni katika hii sherehe ya kusherekea miaka 60 katika idara ya Red Cross.
Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata.
Service in humanity.
Hakuna matata. Jambo bwana. Habari gani? Wewe kusumbua wewe hapo.
Red Cross sitini tangu kuanza. So focus about kusaidia to rescue the humanity. Wanakisiwa tuko 72 members right now. So sisi kama Red Cross huwa
mgonjwa atapokufa.
Jambo bwana.
Habari gani?
Hakuna matata. Matata. Hakuna matata. Jambo bwana. Habari gani? Matata. Tunasherekea. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata.
Red Cross at 60. Red Cross at 60.
Hakuna matata.
Red Cross at 60.
Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata.
Service in humanity.
Hakuna matata.
Tunasherekea.
Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata.
Red Cross at 60.
Hakuna matata.
Service in humanity.
Hakuna
Wewe DJ shikilia pale kwanza. Shikilia. Band naomba kidogo. Hinvu. Chili. Kila mtu mkono ya right kwa head. Namuna hii kila mtu. Tena mbele. Naomba tufanye hivi kwanza. We are here to celebrate 60 years of existence. Ndio? We have gone through a lot. We've learned a lot. We've saved lives. Haya, tugeuka tuangalie ndani. Geuka angalia ndani. Kwa hiyo laini tugeuka tuangalie ndani. Karibuni Bungoma. Nani? Nifewa. Wapi vigelegele DTC? Haya, ita. Kumbe muko chonjo sana.
Mimi naona hiyo sako ifunguke kidogo. Na pia naomba wale tuko kando. Sio tunadance, sio?
Team Turukana mupo!
Kibeti watu wawili. Haya. Twende. Oh, nipo dance hivi. All right, DJ. Sasa, from within and outside the country. Yeah, those watching us from within and outside the country, we are coming to you live here in Bungoma at the airstrip, on this great Mbalimbali, na watakapomaliza watajiunga nasi hapa, na kisha tutakuwa na program fupi ama ratiba full one. Now person living with disability pia naambiwa ilitolewa ndio wakaleta persons with disability ni ngumu. Maybe unaweza tuambia which one is the it's kuimba. Mnaimba? Mnaimba? Sawa. Labda ilikuwa tu ni traditional attire. Mwenzangu pale sijui zangu pale sijui tutawaleta wa dance, watakuja wakidance, tutawaleta wa dance, watakuja wakidance, wakuja wafike then
Naweza kutuma. Kwa jamaa wa kamera, mwambie aweke earphones kwa masikio. Kijana mdogo. Kwa jamaa wa kamera, mwambie aweke earphones kwa masikio. Kijana mdogo ungana kwa hiyo kamera iko hapo katikati. Mwambie aweke kwa hiyo kamera iko hapo katikati. Mwambie aweke earphones kwa masikio. Earphones kwa masikio. Hello, are you getting me? Hello, are you getting me? Okay, sasa tukianza kidogo. 10. Okay, sasa tukianza mbele, baadaye msika hapa tili tulikaribia. Kama tili tulikaribia. Soleri huro maromekaliyo tari kurosi wana ya etabandu sobana yangona kumukwano wakacha purizo na yosi yanyore maida iragidana nuwarera waredi kurosi balevena nuwarera Kavana wevo yunanu nanuarera Kavana wevo yunanu Wele niye wapanga Niyo
niye huwapanga niyo inefu wapanga niyo inefu manga niyo ino kurosi nefu manga niyo ino kurosi niyo inefu manga niyo ino enywe manga niyo ino kurosi niyo inefu manga niyo ino enywe nywe soma kibone basani soma kibone soma kibone basani soma kibone edi kurosi eyeta bandu ebungoma ewe soma kibone omungoma kabo mu bichachi soma kibone omungoma kabo mu bichachi wayeta bandu sibala syozi nyuro twende bandu sibala syozi nyuro twende
Ifumanga.
I'm holding quite a number of stuff here, but
it's normal.
I'm not number of stuff here, but
it's normal. I'm not at risk.
Unaganga ni
at risk.
Unaganga ni kama uko na pressure iko juu.
No, I'm not at risk.
I'm not uko na pressure iko juu.
No, I'm not at risk. I'm not at risk.
Uko sawa.
I'm not at risk.
Uko sawa.
People pressure it. Sawa.
Okay.
Yeah. The majority of have been always in at least two sub counties, that is Kandui and Mount Elgros. Be members of Kenya Red Cross, support Kenya Red Cross programs and support their work, what they're doing. Not only
we would have gone off, but now we are connected, and I'm sure that yes. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Judges, na kuona hapa bwana, unatafuta nini hapa?
Hapa mazee, nimekuja function ya Red Cross. Nilialikwa na
Unaitwa nani? Unaitwa nani?
Mato.
Unaitwa Mato?
Mbona hizi vitu zimekulemea hivi?
Unakaa unaishi wapi?
Wapi hiyo timu yetu, twende. Haya, weka mabega twende. Haya.
Moja, turudi usikanyage matope. Turudi nyuma hapo kidogo, SG akule ngoma matope. Turudi nyuma hapo kidogo, SG akule ngoma kidogo, tukiendelea. Kidogo, tukiendelea. Sio? Pole tu, pole. Sio? Pole tu, pole. Jigger campaign, and I want to invite to just share with us. Where's Lauren? To just share with us what's happening. Where's Lauren? To just share with us what's happening, and we want to invite.
Okay. We have the first step whereby we are okay. We have the first step whereby we have clean the patient with, at the affected part with the disinfectant. Katizo jiggers na saki at the affected part with the disinfectant. Katizo jiggers na saki yoni itaziua. The third step tutatumia anti-jigger lotion. The third step tutatumia anti-jigger lotion ambayo ni digital Gigex. So inje ina control kabisa for further
there's that education to understand. The prevention. So when I understand the prevention, so when SJ will just, if it's okay with you, yes. Together with the team, all protocols observed, please you. Yes. Together with the team, all protocols observed, please we will just welcome you to. Salama. Completely dry the place. Completely dry the place.
Doesn't recur.
Yes, and then also what we have to make sure
doesn't recur.
Yes, and then also what we have to make sure is also their house is fully fumigated. The clothes are completely changed.
And you support on
fully fumigated. The clothes are completely changed.
And you support on for that part.
Yes, health hygiene is very critical too.
For that part.
Yes, health hygiene is very critical too.
Asante. Thank you. Asante. Thank you.
Affects most of our communities, especially in three sub-counties. Yeah, sub-counties. We have Bungoma, we have parts of the Buea West. Bungoma, we have parts of the Buea West.
It's quite it's well
watu on diet na vitu kama hizo. Na vitu kama hizo. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so far tuko na around 7. Yeah, so far tuko na around 7 patients at the moment. But it continues. Yeah, it.
Bwana SG Kenya Red Cross has.
But it continues. Yeah, it.
Bwana SG Kenya Red Cross has been partners with Elgonview for a long time. All the way back with Elgonview for a long time. All the way back from 2. These are our partners. The donate to the partners. the donate to the presentation.
Study. Iko sawa. Iko sawa.
It may not be much, but I know it will go a long way in changing someone's life. It is an honor to be associated with Red Cross, and we hope that in our small ways we are doing more.
Work with under the CBM Global Promoting Inclusive Climate Change Resilience Project. So So what they're actually doing is a climate change initiative. This is not the normal charcoal. It's a climate change initiative. This is not the normal charcoal. A lot of people were dying, there was a lot of carbon emission, and it goes a very long way. There was a lot of carbon emission, and it goes a very long way in preventing tree cutting, deforestation, especially in Mount Elgon, which is a
bitini, tukiwa wanachama 29 wajane wakiwa bitini, tukiwa wanachama 29 wajane wakiwa 10, youths wakiwa ndani na wale ambao wana huko USF. Sasa kama sisi wanachama huko USF. Ambapo tumeendelea na watu wa Red Cross wametuinua kiashi, na tena tunaomba Mungu akikubali. Yes, tunaomba Mungu akikubali. Yes, they are very carbon dioxide. They do not have carbon dioxide.
How long does it take to work?
They do not have carbon dioxide.
How long does it take to work? As in for it to
like 8 hours to just be about it.
hiyo sitajaribu.
So over time the communities ensuring that we mitigate climate change effects. So I know watu wamekaa huko nyuma, tutaomba kidogo wakiasha machine msonge kando. Anaweza asha.
Sawa.
Asha.
Ongeza.
We're na governor.
SG. Yeah. This is the prison.
Yes, we have met.
Yes,
we have met.
Idea to communities, but so far so good. We are very glad that they are taking up this initiative and this concept. The amazing thing about this charcoal is
katika maonyesho haya nikiwa chairperson Imani Mkawidosi kutoka Cheska Kiward. Sisi tuna harakati hii ambayo tunatengeneza hii maka yetu, tuko na challenges ambayo tumepata kama kikundi. Tuko na maka yetu iko ya tupate kitu cha kupepea ili tukipeleka masoko mbalimbali itakuwa ni faida. Kitu kingine ni kwamba tunatumia mafuta na tunatamani tungepata
yes. Jiberi Bonesti. Mbuya. Nitakupatia.
Finally donation. So far we are having donor number 8 there.
8, yes.
Yeah, we've started around 10.
Around 10.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Asante.
But we can
Okay.
Gavana. Sini kweli? Anasemanga yeye ni mfupi lakini anaona mbali, si ndio? Leo anaona karibu na mimi. Karibu sana bwana.
Was the governor for Kenya Red Cross. So we really appreciate the presence today, and as we celebrate 60 years of our existence, we also appreciate you, precious son.
And internationally, but we also do quite a bit of corporate social responsibility, and we are honored to be in your presence.
Taomba tusimame sisi wote tuweze kumkaribisha mgeni wa heshima wakati anakuja. Asante. Ruhusu nimkaribishe Madam Ross aweze performing very well at the national level in representing the county These are young talents that we have.
Asante, tupongeze kwa makofi. Asante, tupongeze kwa makofi.
Debut na wengine wote, yangu ni kusema karibuni, na wengine wote, yangu ni kusema karibuni kwa sherehe ya leo. Nimefurahi sana kwa hii mwaka wa 60 sherehe ya leo. Nimefurahi sana kwa hii mwaka wa 60 kufanya
yangu toka machache, na leo ni siku yangu labda ya kwanza kutana na wewe. Nataka unisaidie kazi kwa hii branch ya Bungoma ili tuweze kuinua na tusaidie chamani yako katika branch hii. Number 3, Your Excellency, ili sisi tuweze kusaidia county government na county sema, ili sisi tuweze kusaidia county government na county sema asante kwetu, asante kwetu, unisaidie branch hii ingie katika our boss, saidie branch hii ingie katika our boss katika Kenya Red Cross yangu, katika Kenya Red Cross yangu. Karibu sana my boss, unene na watu wako na uwe na nguvu. Karibu sana my boss, unene na watu wako na uwe na nguvu ya kunena na watu wa Bungoma, nguvu ya kunena na watu wa Bungoma. Asante, asante, asante.
Your Excellency, the Governor is being at home. Bungoma branch is my branch, being at home. Bungoma branch is my branch, and so it's really proud to be associated with this branch. My colleague proud to be associated with this branch. My colleagues have been putting pressure on me to say because it is my branch I should be investing on this. Because it is my branch I should be investing on this. Bungoma County, Your Excellency, we've identified across a range of areas of collaboration. We will work with you. We will work with you as we have always worked in emergency response. Every time there is a disaster, there are some things we used to associate with. These days tukisikia Bungoma associate with. These days tukisikia Bungoma tunaanza kungoja, is it about teen pregnancy? This is something
Wana SG, Your Excellency the Governor, na SG, Your Excellency the Governor, Red Cross family, all leadership of the county government and national government, Red Cross volunteer. Ni miaka ya kuhesabu service to humanity. Volunteer ni miaka ya kuhesabu service to humanity. Na mara nyingi ni wakati tunafaa to celebrate our volunteers. I remember when I was trying to reflect, that's so that we can be able to address issues that affect our borders, We have diseases that are cross-border diseases. We have diseases that come from cross-border diseases. We have diseases that come from animals to human beings, and this. I don't want to take much of your time. Mine is to clear our support. As national government, and kuhakikishia nyinyi tuko pamoja tunaposherehekea hii happy anniversary.
Ninaamini wale watu wanajulikana sana duniani, ni watu wa Red Cross, na ninajua hata mtoto mdogo wa Red Cross, na ninajua hata mtoto mdogo ukimuuliza nzuri, kama Bungoma County, my boss atasema tumepartner together so well kwa mambo mengi, juwe na mambo mengi, maana siku ya leo ni siku ya kusherehekea, sio siku ya kuongea mambo mengi, Kwa hivyo nataka nichukue, sio siku ya kuongea mambo mengi, kwa hivyo nataka nichukue nafasi hii
Dianyi, eyo mundu uwe kumoyo, Dianyi, eyo mundu uwe kumoyo, ali nagaloma se nibura, nagaloma se nibura, ali nagaloma se nibura, nagaloma se nibura, bura, ana wa rotani oyino,
Bungoma,
ana wa rotani oyino,
Bungoma, to host the 60th anniversary. So I'll make a brief statement, then thereafter I'll say one or two 60th anniversary. So I'll make a brief statement, then thereafter I'll say one or two things. My friends, distinguished guests, and above all, my friends, distinguished guests, and above all, the brave men and women of the race. Every supporter, thank you so much. Men and women of the race. Every supporter, thank you so much. Thank you for proving year after year that the greatest title of all. You for proving year after year that the greatest title of all is not safety. A future where the Red Cross remains a beacon of humanity to safety. A future where the Red Cross remains a beacon of humanity for generations to come. As we celebrate 60 years, let us remember the ones generations to come. As we celebrate 60 years, let us remember the ones we have lived by humanity. Na nashukuru kwamba SG amesema wameanza humanity. Na nashukuru kwamba SG amesema wameanza kurudi kwa ile basics yao, ile ya kuja mpaka kwa villages. Hapa tunajua ile basics yao, ile ya kuja mpaka kwa villages. Hapa tunajua kwamba tumekuwa na changamoto ya mimba za mapema, tumekuwa na changamoto ya gender violence, changamoto ya mimba za mapema, tumekuwa na changamoto ya gender violence. There is something that is going to happen. Thank you so much for remembering people living with disabilities going to happen. Thank you so much for remembering people living with disabilities. They are part of our societies. They are part of our society and we must support them tutaendelea kuwasaidia. Vile nilisociety and we must support them tutaendelea kuwasaidia. Vile nilisema that time I confirmed wakienda hospitali siku hizi nilisema
issuance of certificates before the checks.
Wakienda hospitali siku hizi nilisema
issuance of certificates before the checks. Bring only three certificates or 5 certificates, then we can issue the check. Certificates or 5 certificates, then we can issue the checks.
First aid course. Walter is not there. Beatrice Baraza. What is not there? Beatrice Baraza. Kujeni kwa haraka. Simama msi don't mask the SG. Kuja kwa haraka. Simama msi don't mask the SG kindly. Gavana nauliza menda kufanya nini? Asanteni. Hundi ya shilingi 1,100. Hundi ya shilingi 1,100. Tumalizie na Mount Elgon Reformed Champions. Mount Elgon to undock from His Excellency to SG. SG. Very few rows because of time. Matongi to take your certificate. Chukueni certificate yenu to take your certificate. Chukueni certificate yenu tafadhali. From the governor, from SG to the deputy governor, your excellency. The governor, from SG to the deputy governor, your excellency. Deputy governor, please come. Deputy governor, please come. Please come for your certificate. Thank you very much.
Please come for your certificate. Thank you very much. SG to the DCC, DCC sir, please. SG to the DCC, DCC sir, please. CS, Officer of the CS, can we have the commissioner representing the CS? Commissioner Kuja, Commissioner Kuja, Commissioner representing the CS, Commissioner Kuja, Commissioner Kuja, you'll take it to the CS, Commissioner sir. The CS, Commissioner sir.
And indeed, God, we are here to give you thanks for this. And indeed, God, we are here to give you thanks for this successful meeting that you have brought to the end. As we live to a thing that you have brought to the end. As we live to various.
Big thank you to my colleague L4 for the wonderful performance. To my colleague L4 for the wonderful performance. Can we just have that photo? Or L4, you wanted a photo?
Bado inaendelea hadi wakati wa machweo ya jua, hivi sasa Red Cross at 60 tukiwa tunaendelea na bila shaka tunaelekea sehemu
My check, steady. My check, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hey, you know what I want, sir? I would like to give you this mic. Okay. It's for the live stream. Okay. But it will be on through. That means whatever you say from the time I give it to you to the time you finish, should be sensitive that it will be going live.
See, now you just wait for me to
when you'll be talking. Okay, is it? Ninaenda kumweka, si ndio?
Forcing me into self-censorship.
I agree. So this is the MC? You're the MC?
Yes.
Sasa tuanze.
Hapa ndio kanisaidia kushika hii button imetoka.
Lakini hata wewe uko mjanja. Uko mjanja sasa. Maneno.
Yeah, check 1 2. So we are about to start. We're waiting for some, or we just proceed. The chair, Kibabii Club, is he here? Oh, you're there. Very good. Just have a seat here. Thank you. So I think in the interest of time, we'll be able to start so that we save time and then the others can be joining us. But thank you so much for joining us this great afternoon. We've had a great day of dancing Luya music since morning, and we've had courtesy calls. And now we want to conclude our activities here at Kibabii University as we mark 60 years of Red Cross here in Bungoma County. So thank you so much all. I'll ask one of the students to lead us in a word of prayer because we are in your area. Karibu.
Everlasting Master Jehovah, I want to come before you this afternoon. Thank you for the gift of life and for each and everything that you're doing for us. May you help us and live and guide us throughout this program. To the Jesus Christ, and we do pray and trust.
Amen. Thank you so much. Okay, for the sake of cameras, we'll be able to. Here is okay? Okay, at least we are closer now. All right, thank you so much. So without much ado, I want to welcome the chair, the Kibabii University Club, to welcome us here officially. And together with us also we have KMTC, who have been with us from the time we started the other function. And we also want to appreciate you. So Chair Kibabii, kindly proceed to welcome us officially, and also welcome your fellow chair from KMTC, just to make a brief remark. Karibu.
So this one, watch a quick one.
Okay, so.
Our distinguished guests, my KMTC chapter, and then my fellow members, good afternoon. Mine here just welcome you to this event today. So feel very welcome for this event. For the little time we'll be here, I think to be much grateful. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Let's appreciate the chair. Your chair, I needed you to introduce your team, but kama hujafika ni sawa.
I'm sorry, some are doing something else there. They're just coming here.
All right, so probably you'll introduce them at the end. Okay, allow me also to ask the chair KMTC to kindly come and say hi. You've been with us since morning. Mmekula lunch? Bado. Soda inashikilia. Karibu sana. If you have your team members or officials, you can also introduce them.
Okay. So, NIVU members, good afternoon. So, with me here, I'm with my team from Bungoma KMTC chapter, and I would like them to introduce themselves. Maybe they can come here and introduce, maybe to say their name and some little things to the members. Can you please, let's save time, please. Just your name, because you have been with the team since we started early in the morning. Yeah, maybe say something.
You will say on their behalf. They can just say their names. Nimeona wakifanya-fanya hivyo.
For the sake of time.
Yeah.
NIVU members, I'm Ian Kostei, Vice Chair, KMTC branch.
Good evening, members. I'm Meda Uchieng, I'm a member.
Good evening, members. I'm Kevin.
Good evening. I'm Breton Imbai, a member.
Praise God. I'm Onesumura Isaiah, a member KMTC.
Good evening. I'm Rachel, a member.
Good evening. I'm Valentine, a member.
Good evening. I'm Yvonne, a member.
Good evening. I'm Alice, a member.
I'm Lucy Naliaka, a member.
Alfonso Lo, member.
Okay, thank you. So these are some of the members. Others are in the school because of some examination that is going on. But we are quite a big number, and we are involving ourselves in some events. We are participating in different events at the branch. Yeah, and we are happy to be here joining you to this event. Those few remarks. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's appreciate the KMTC team. Asante sana for that. We appreciate the collaboration and the partnership. Asante. So at this point, I would wish to welcome the chair, Bungoma County. Karibu sana, and then you'll introduce your team and our coordinator, of course, and then you'll invite the HR. Thank you.
NIVU members.
Karibu hapa. Karibia hapa. Ndio microphone ikupate.
Board member from Bungoma, kindly be up. Since you are here, you can also come so the other members can see who they are. Kuja tu ndio waone wanafunzi ndio waone nyuko. Soon we might be meeting them somewhere else and then they will be saying hatukuona wewe.
Si ndio hii inaendelea ikienda.
Mtamboni wote. I'm Madam Sarah from Kibabii sub-county. I'm a party member Bungoma branch. Thank you.
NIVU members, my name is Peter Makali, board member from Bungoma, that's Kandui.
NIVU members, I'm Scholar Masika, board member from Kapchai.
NIVU members, my names are William Namasake, board member, and I come from Bumula sub-county. Thank you.
NIVU members, I'm Frederick Makoha from Tongaren and Kapchai. So I'm called Chaptai John. I just come from Bungoma. Kibabii chapter has done good to us. Because since I've been in Kenya Red Cross Bungoma, we have been with them doing some work. I also appreciate the Vice Chancellor, who has been in our board for 2 consecutive terms. And when I come here and see what the members are doing, I appreciate. I've not been with the KMTC so much, but the much I know from them also, they are doing marvelous, because they participated in so many things recently, during even the first aid activity. Even if they never did it direct, but there was something that happened. All the members, the visitors who have just come from somewhere far away, especially, I will not even call the visitor because I'm happy. The SG seems to have been a member of this area, because he knows more than even what I know. He talks about Kibabii, he knows more about it. So we are all at home. Chairperson at the region, this is a home for everybody. And we appreciate your work, because immediately you took up the office, you came first in Bungoma, and all of us appreciate it. And we pray that we continue doing the same, because within that short time, Bungoma has held almost two events, first aid, and then now we are celebrating the 60 years of anniversary. So that means there's something offing. Deputy Vice Chancellor, academic, I think as promised very nice about research. You have also to dwell on that one, so that these students, specifically those ones who are in our line, they should not also look green, but they should at least they should benefit, direct or indirect. Then that's the thing you can say, umefanya ulikuwa hapa lakini ulifaitika in one way or another. Because I have nothing to say. I have said enough. I welcome my. Where is our nini? Our
patron.
Coordinator.
Yes.
Coordinator. Hako wapi?
Then the patron of this.
She is the one who is handling all this affair. Kuja sema neno kidogo. It is you. Without him, I know nothing here.
Yeah.
So kuja sema hapa kidogo. And I'm told you have to stand here. Alafu baadaye patron. Sijako wapi? Hapo ni patron for this.
Patron. Yeah, akakuita. So we just invite the patron.
You know more about it.
Habari zenyu? Mko salama? Sawa. Sina mengi la kusema leo, and I just want to appreciate you, the team, the chapter team from KMTC and Kibabii, for the community initiatives that you've been coordinating. We don't take it for granted. I know at times you go out of your ways just to make things work. And so I just want to call your patron to come and say something and then hand over. Asante.
Hello everyone, and good afternoon to you all. Today I'm one very excited lady, and the reason for my excitement and my joy is the honor of having you, our visitors, with us here today, because the Red Cross chapter, Kibabii chapter, has been in existence since 2012, around September of 2012. And that is more than 10 years of our existence in this place. And as we celebrate 60 years of the Kenya Red Cross, it is my pleasure, it is my joy that we are part of that history. Since we began as a chapter, there is a lot that we have done within the university and without the university. It has been a beautiful journey, and I'm looking for better days ahead for us in the things that we do, especially with the community around us. We have had activities with the street children. We have participated in activities with the children homes, Jigger campaign, and there is one special lady, a blind lady that lives in the community that we have come together as a chapter to take care of and visit and just ensure that this lady who is a grandmother and taking care of her grandchildren because her children are no longer there, feels that loved and cared for. Those are just in short some of the things that we do as a chapter, and we are very happy to be part of such humanitarian activities. Thank you so much for coming, Secretary General, and feel very much welcome to Kibabii University. We are not so young, we are not so old, but at least we are somewhere. And we pray and ask that we continue to partner together in the activities that we are doing so that we can make a larger impact to humanity out there. Thank you so much, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll invite. You can invite
Okay. I think I forgot to say my name. My name is Angela Kibabii. I'm in the hospitality department of Kibabii University. I will want to take this time. I can see the Dean of Students has joined us. Thank you so much for coming, and I would want to welcome you to say something and also take that opportunity to welcome the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, so that he can now invite our chief guest. Thank you.
Sorry, they are doing the recordings and the microphones are there. So you'll just have to.
Chief guest is who?
Chief is the Secretary General of Kenya Red Cross.
Yeah, the Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Davis, Student and Academic Affairs, Professor Gendo, and our guests from Red Cross. Good afternoon. How are you? Yeah, my name is Dr. Makila Leonida. I'm the Dean of Students, Kibabii University. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you, our chief guest, the General Secretary, Karibu Sana, Kibabii University. We are so delighted and we feel so privileged to host you this afternoon so that you can take us through the agenda that you have. I have interacted with the Red Cross in the past before even I came to Kibabii University. I'm a professional counselor, and I remember I interacted with Red Cross Bungoma County during the post-election violence 0708. We did a lot of work in Bungoma, especially in Mount Elgon, and occasionally when we have our workshops and meetings with Kenya Counseling and Psychological Association, we can collaborate a lot at that level. So your being here is such a blessing, just to get to know that we work and we connect so closely. So without much ado, allow me to invite DVC ASA, Professor Gendo, to come and address us. Let's appreciate him as he comes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Normally at Kibabii University, we expect people, especially when you find yourself inside a room like this, to be full of life, to be full of. So good afternoon again. Good afternoon. Now, I had an opportunity of working with the Secretary General
of the Kenya Red Cross, and I had a chat with him. So I already know the side where his strength is professionally, and I also tell him today where my strength is professionally. That is besides being an administrator. So by name, I'm Professor Joshua Ogendo. Professionally, I'm an agronomist. Now, put simply so that you understand it, I'm that person that prepares the ground so that you have got food that you'll be able to deal with and put on the table. So in agriculture, without agriculture, you will not get food that we put on the table. But while at Kibabii University, I've been given the responsibility to handle the docket of academics and student affairs, and therefore the main subjects that you are interested in are in my docket. So when I SG, I take this opportunity. I know the Vice Chancellor has already welcomed you to Kibabii University, but I take this opportunity, and it is my pleasure to interact with you today. I've dealt with the Red Cross remotely, but today I could be somebody who is going to be converted. So that, Angela, you will start talking to me nicely beyond this talk today, so that how I can start working with the Red Cross. Now, for those people who might not understand the Red Cross Society, and is the one who is privileged to talk about that, he knows best, they mean well for people in society. And very dear in my heart, I mean well for humanity, irrespective of your work or your station in life. So I'll take this opportunity that this is a moment that I think Kibabii should grab and take seriously and start working the work of making a difference to humanity. Now, as an agriculture person, I've worked with societies. I've worked the path of research for the last 30 years. And even though I'm standing here, I still have the energy to walk the path of research. And I know I talked passionately that beyond the talk today, whether we'll give opportunities to those members of the Red Cross at Kibabii University to participate in that space when we enter into an organized collaboration with the Red Cross. So I want to promise on behalf of Kibabii University that Kibabii has got a very robust faculty, very vibrant in research, and SG, as you go back home, I know you've got a bottomless pot, a bottomless pot. Allow Kibabii also to have some umbrella into that pot, and we are committing and promising that we will not disappoint you when we engage formally. And beyond what we are having today, we are going to have a formal engagement, so that the thoughts that we talked about, the ones that you've shared with the VC, you can put them to pen and be able to implement them. Otherwise, for me today, on behalf of the VC, because the VC, as he indicated, I was also meant to be in that meeting, then a few, like 30 minutes to the arrival, the VC sends something and says, you will not be able to be in this other meeting, you will have to be with the Red Cross. So there must have been a reason why God planned that today I'm with the Red Cross. So I would want to wish you well. Feel free at Kibabii University. But I'll take this opportunity to actually introduce, I know there was the protocol that somebody else was supposed to introduce him, but I'm privileged to introduce the SG because he's the keynote speaker today. And therefore, I would want to introduce him to the Kibabii community and the KMTC community who are here. So I'm privileged to introduce to you to the Secretary General of the Kenya Red Cross Society. Now, Kenya Red Cross Society is a statutory body established by the Parliament of Kenya as a humanitarian organization in the Republic of Kenya. Now, the person I'm about to introduce, I'm not going to mention the name until I get to the end. He holds a PhD in law, and normally I'm reminded that legal minds
when you speak where they are, you watch the words, because every word, they will know how to use it. He have got masters in international human rights law, and then he also has master of laws in public international law. He has master of arts in law and diplomacy, and master in public administration. So how many masters have you picked from what I've just said? I know in this room, there are people who are struggling to just get the first degree. Is that not correct? They are just struggling to get one degree. But I'm reading the profile of one person. I started with the highest, because there's no any other layer beyond the doctorate, isn't it? But below the doctorate, there is always a master's level. I've read about 4 of them. So I'm wondering how is partitioned the brain to carry the 4. Now he also holds an undergraduate degree in law and a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. You can see how loaded he is. There is a bachelor's in law and a bachelor's in... How many degrees are there in total now? So when I finish and I mention the name of the person who is going to speak to you, you know what to expect. The only person, although not living now, whom I was privileged to visit Zimbabwe. Yeah. So he is a graduate of the University of Nairobi, the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, Harvard University, and University of Oxford. He was awarded a Fulbright scholar. He has also published and teaches in the area of humanitarian law and policy. He is a recognized expert in humanitarian affairs globally. Before his current role, he served in various capacities at the Kenya Red Cross, including as Deputy Secretary General, Head of Policy and Governance. He also served as the Executive Director at the International Center for Humanitarian Affairs and as an advisor to the Vice President of the International Federation of the Red Cross. Now, he also served as a technical advisor at the World Humanitarian Summit and also served in the capacity in complex humanitarian contexts such as the conflict in South Sudan, Somalia, Nigeria, and more recently in Sudan. And I would expect maybe as part of his talk, maybe even if it was not prepared, some of the experiences you've had in those difficult environments, and some of the countries I've mentioned now, like Sudan, is still undergoing difficulty. So I would be happy to hear those experiences and your interventions. Now, within the government of Kenya, he serves in the National Coordinating Mechanisms for Emergency Response, including in the National Steering Committee on Disaster Response, and co-chairs the Health Sector Emergency Response. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in now welcoming formally Dr. Ahmed Ishad Idris, the Secretary General of the Kenya Red Cross Society, so that he can speak to us and we can have a lot of wisdom flowing as we see. So feel welcome, and I'll hand over this also to you, because I will give this as an added attachment. Thank you.
Thank you. Am I audible? You can hear me, right? Yes. Yeah? So I can do without this one. Yes, God gave me the power of voice, so let me exercise it. You can hear me at the back? The gentleman at the back, completely his plan from the word go was not to hear. That's why he's seated at that side. But I can see he is waving, so he must have heard the message. DVC, first thank you for a very generous introduction and for the time you've taken to join us for this discussion. The owners of these gadgets, the only problem is I might start walking around. So do I need to make them an appendage? So the DVC has given me a new direction. What I wanted to ask you as students is there anything specific you wanted me to talk about? But the DVC has started by giving me direction on sharing what our experiences at global level is from a humanitarian perspective. And I will get to that. I want to talk to you about a year called 2024, and specifically 3 new records that the world has set in the year 2024. And these are 3 records that you ought to be concerned about as young people. The first record is 2024 was the hottest year on record. So when you live in the countries or in the places where you normally are and you feel the heat and you say it is getting hot, it is truly getting hot. 2024 was the culmination of 10 years of progressive record of being the hottest recorded temperatures in the world. And I'll tell you why that is something to be concerned about. So we have 10 years of consecutive numbers being the 10 hottest year on record since data on global temperature started being collected 175 years ago. So let me tell you why 2024 scared everyone. Because it was the first year that the global mean temperatures in the world reached 1.5 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial temperatures. What does this mean? We are 1.5 degrees Celsius hotter than we were in 1850. 1.5 degrees looks like a small margin. But in terms of the implication in the world, in terms of the implication of what it means for you and I, especially for those of us who are operating in the humanitarian world, it is a major catastrophe. When we gathered a few years ago in Paris and we set a goal for limiting climate change, we said we are going to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius global mean. That was the objective in the world. And here we are in 2024, we threw that objective out of the window. So for you guys who do data and being in an academic institution, you know the power of data is critical. One of the first questions that the naysayers come with is they say that data perhaps comes from a specific jurisdiction, they have a political interest, or the calibrations of their machines were wrong. But there are 7 global data sets that all confirm the same thing. They all confirm that we've had 10-year record of the highest temperatures progressively, and they confirm that 2024 was the hottest year on record. So there is a level of confirmation on that evidence. Here is why you have to be concerned. When the global temperatures are that hot, it means dry periods will get extremely dry and wet periods become extremely wet. The two extreme ends. It rains excessively, it floods, it kills, and when it's not raining, it gets extremely dry. So when you are witnessing the floods of 2024, where 65,000 households were displaced in this country, it was not by accident. What is the next thing that is not by accident? In your country, the cycle from 2010 to now, the cycle periods between drought were 8 years. In 2010, it came to 6 years towards mid-2015, 2017, and it keeps getting less and less. The last drought we had in this country was 2022. We're now experiencing a drought. How many years later? 3 years. Are we together? So here we are, in a small country such as Kenya, where as we speak, you and I here today, The drought situation is such that 2.5 million people today are in need of food in 11 counties. There are 5 counties that are classified under the emergency scale, emergency phase in the IPC classification of food emergencies. 2.4 million people. DVC, a week ago, the Kenya Meteorological Department gave us the weather forecast for the next 3 months. So the Kenya Met, by the way, get interested when they talk about the weather forecast because they are being very precise on their data. So they have given, a sad message to us that the October, November, December rainfall period is going to be below average, meaning that it is going to be extremely dry in this country. So watu wa Bungoma, when you see rain in the afternoon, the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks, does not mean that the rest of the country it's raining. It is very dry. Our own statistic shows that if we continue on this trend, by January, 7 million people will be in need of food assistance in this country. So here you are, why 2024 should have been something for you to be worried about, not just for 2024, but what the future looks like, what your future as young people looks like. Your future will be one in which you will be moving from one emergency to another, from floods to drought. And those cycles will keep getting, the period of recovery keeps getting shorter and shorter, and therefore people will keep getting poorer and poorer. That's one record that you need to be worried about in 2024. There's a second record that you ought to be worried about, especially as young people. 2024, we broke the global record on the number of people who have mental health challenges. 1 billion people in the world are living with mental health challenges as of 2024. It's a huge population. Living with anxiety, living with depression, and the impact is that it causes long-term irreversible disability to individuals, to families, to societies, and to economies. And so, silently also, we set a new record in a number of years in the same year around depression. We registered the highest number of suicide rates in the world since 1941. 15 people for every 100,000 people committed suicide in 2024. It increased from the previous year of, I think, about 14.1 for every 100,000. Why is it sad that we are comparing 1941 to 2024? 1941, people had a right to be depressed. The entire world was at war, right? You remember the history. We went from recovering from World War I. We had a few years. We had the depression, the global economic depression. We had the swine flu pandemic, and then we went into another war. People had some right to be depressed. How do you explain the level of depression in 2024? The global economic data sets were showing that human race, the human population has never been this wealthy. Why are we that depressed? And that is something I will talk about for you young people on why you should be concerned about that. So, 2024 again for the third data set, serious problems, and this is where, Prof, you have led me to speak on. 2024, we've registered the highest number of conflicts this world has witnessed since the World War II, again. 61 conflicts, 36 countries. But what we are concerned about, what our experience is in the Red Cross globally, is the implication of it. Today, in conflicts, more children are dying than people who are participating in the conflicts themselves, militaries, soldiers, army. More children are dying in conflicts than the people participating in the conflicts. A very sad situation. As you guys, young people, are seated here today, 473 million children are living in zones that are in conflict, meaning that they are living in the midst of war. And children are dying like flies. Children are getting maimed. There is one data set that I like talking about, of one place you hear on TV very often, Gaza, Gaza, Gaza. How do you have a place that is very small, smaller than the distance between Eldoret and here, where in the period between 2023 and the end of 2024, 60,000 children were either killed or maimed. Kids. So DVC, our experience in the world is that we're living in a very difficult time. The number of displacements is at the highest. People who have been kicked out of their homes, 124 million people in the world. The number of children who are not going to school is at the highest, 54 million kids not going to school as a result of conflict. The number of cases around, violence, targeting persons who ought to be protected in conflict is at the highest. For those of us who study humanitarian law, there's something we call grave breaches. And the reason why they're called grave breaches is because they're so grave that they ought not to happen. But right now, we're living in a world where countries are competing in committing grave breaches. And they're boasting about it. They're requiring reciprocity in IHL, a principle that has never been there. They're pushing for lack of accountability by saying that the International Criminal Court ought to be defunded. So, our collective experience, DVC, in all these countries that the Red Cross, Red Crescent movement works in, that we interact with, including the Kenya Red Cross as our colleagues, as our partners, it spells only one thing for us, that you are living in a world that has stopped caring about itself. You are living in a world that continues to pollute, continues to increase carbon emission, without necessarily caring that we are recording more hotter and hotter temperatures. We are living in a world where being racist is being celebrated, and it has been given beautiful names like nationalism and thinking about your own country. We are living in a time when countries are electing leaders by their own virtue to promise that they will go to war. We have crossed from periods where the world was led by diplomats. Now the world is being led by people who are, warmongers, literally. You see them on TV, right? You see the manner in which they speak. So that's the reality of the world. But why am I telling you these records? What is my obsession with the data that I want you to pick from? 3 messages. The first one is nobody will take care of you, so take care of yourself. Especially mentally. Take care of yourselves, young people. The risk that you face today in being depressed is technology. It is the phone, it is social media, it is the lack of socialization, it is the lack of exercise. It is the fact that we have grown distant as human beings because we think we're in touch through mtandao. And we're all getting silently depressed. Our threshold for tolerance for each other reduces. Your threshold for tolerance for your own problems reduces. So you guys who are now in this age, the most productive age, you are the most at risk in terms of mental health. And I agree with you, a big part of the issues that you are worried about is not your cause. It is caused by our parents. You know, the people in leadership now in the countries, me and others. I know you're so concerned about what your future looks like because of how we are behaving, that the options that you have is to sit in your room and think that there is no future ahead. If you expect we will care about you, I have one sad message for you. My age bracket, the age bracket immediately above me, are the worst people to have lived in this earth. It is the worst generation. The generations born in the 70s, in the 80s. The most irresponsible generation this world has seen is that generation. They're the greatest polluters, they're the biggest warmongers, they're the ones who got wealth so much that they forgot the world had any other purpose except getting rich. So if you keep looking towards them for your future, you are looking for hope in the wrong place. And that is something that you have to think of, to say, what am I going to do for myself? What do I owe myself? I owe myself a peace of mind. I owe myself a plan that I work on as me. But most importantly, I owe time to my colleagues of the same age so that you support each other. So that's the first message for you. The second message for you is there is a global movement for spreading hatred. We have to create a strong counter force and movement for spreading global solidarity, love, collaboration, cooperation. When you see the number of people on social media who the only work that they do is to spread hatred, and Kenya as a community, for me, I'm worried about Kenya's social media because the social media in Kenya is also increasingly becoming an avenue for also spreading hatred. Either we do it on the basis of tribe, or we just become plain haters. Someone is doing well, you look for negative stories about them. Okay? You've seen them. Someone has recorded something positive, we praise them for 2 days, and then on the third day someone has looked for something negative to say, all of a sudden we hate that person. Please don't join that group. I think there is more to the world than hating each other. Hopefully there is. But I have one last message for you, and that is a message from the Red Cross to you. You who are chapter members, university chapter members, college chapter members, you are part of a global fraternity, a global community called the Red Cross Red Crescent Movement. And the Red Cross Red Crescent Movement, the 150-year plus history of this movement, there has been only two messages that we've spoken about. One is the original founding message of the Red Cross. In Italian, said tutti fratelli, we are all brothers. That's the first message. Globally speaking, we are all brothers. We will attend to each other. Those in need are our brothers. If you have room for doing something about it, you must do something about it, which is the second message of the Red Cross, that no suffering anywhere, however small, however big, should go unaddressed. And I want you to start with your own institutions. Don't try to solve the problems of the world. Solve them first in your own institutions. Show each other kindness, show each other concern. And it's a difficult thing. Even for me who talks about showing each other kindness, I am the author of Extreme Unkindness. I know it. But it's still an objective of the Red Cross. And it's an objective that we have to remind each other. alleviate human suffering, attend to the poor, attend to the weak in society, and ensure those among us who are the most vulnerable are protected. That is the last message for you. I can sit down now, right? Yes, now I want to sit down. Unless there are questions, comments, we engage in a conversation. Yes, sir.
Just about slight concern. You talked about 2024 and you compared it to 1941. Stated that there was a great depression. So you mentioned technology, lack of exercise, poor interactions. So what was the need to afford? Is there anything else that would have caused this? Because you also mentioned that this was a time where people were super rich.
So what is causing depression in the world are many. First and foremost, it is our lifestyles. We are working extreme number of hours. And it's interesting, I say that because I require my employees to also work the same number of hours. The ability to find life and work balance is the most problematic thing in the world today. We have people who are working 16 hours a day as part of their normal delivery, that they forgot that they need to take care of their body. That's the single biggest problem that we have. And repentant capitalism has turned us into robots in the workplaces, where we are operating to produce. For those of you who have studied Karl Marx, I will not interest you in Karl Marx. Karl Marx gave a warning about a stage when capitalism will reach where they will turn human beings into robots in the factories. And because he used an interesting word, he said robots in the factories and in the workplaces, and we have reached that period where we all sit in our cubicles with our computers and we are working, churning stuff. Where we invented gadgets to take work home. Okay? We tell you your working hours ends at 6 o'clock, but we give you gadgets to take work home. So you'll carry a phone in your pocket, and then at 8 o'clock, the Secretary General will send you an email, and it will ring, ting. You will remove, you will read, you get into the work mindset. So one major one is that. But the second one is diet. People stop eating healthy and stop living healthy. I think the one that we can have most impact on is if we reverse our diet mechanisms. Fast food, oily food. Have you looked at the photos from the 30s and the 40s? You will not see a single obese person. And they used to eat more than we eat now. So that's the second one. But the third one is areas that were safe from the global capitalist structures have now fully become an appendage of it. You know, in the 40s in Kenya, your grandfather, if you come from central Kenya, your grandfather will farm in his farm. In the evening, he will sit by the fire with his 20 children, tell stories, go to bed, wake up in the morning, and his life was very simple. The grandfathers of today, DVC, when he goes home, he's on the phone, worried about unions, worried about a possible strike from the Students' Association. So we are leading a lifestyle that is less comfortable for families, for interaction, for a settled life. That is the single biggest problem that we have now. So even the items that we invented that were meant to make our lives easier have become a burden for us. Technology was meant to make life easy. Technology has become a burden. You guys just look at when you go to the mess. You are eating. You are seated next to your friend. You have the spoon on one hand and then the phone on another. Right? And then if you ask where were you, you'll say, oh, I was with my friend. Friend Gani. You're on the phone looking at what Rihanna has posted last night. You know Rihanna, right? Yes, I know her. Don't be surprised. I can even start listing for you other famous people. I also follow social media. Nakaa mzee lakini sijazeeka sana. So that is the problem. Look, my brother, I'll give you one that I'm concerned about, robots. You know, robots were meant to be very functional tools. But we have reached a level in the human development where our arrogance, we are starting to make robots look like humans. We are giving them the same features that made us weak, that we were supposed to need them. We are giving them fingers. Why do we need robots? We have fingers. Why are we giving them fingers? Robots were meant to operate in context that was outside the human space, the human circle. Right now, the other day, I saw the Chinese. They have designed the perfect wife. Have you seen the robot called the perfect wife? It has now started coming. You can order for one. The perfect wife will not argue with you. She will welcome you, but she's still a machine. But they have made her look like a human being so that our interactions as humans gets reduced. I say I have a wife at home, I don't need to interact with a human because I have my robot. So the human development cycle has gone the full cycle, and it is now back to a stage where it is not adding value to us anymore. It is increasingly becoming destructive, and that is what is causing our problems. That is my hypothesis. So I can put it to you to now do your PhD on it. Of technology, in fact I can give you the title of Technology and Depression, a study of what is wrong with 2025. Professor will supervise it. But what is your opinion, by the way?
I don't know, we as humans, I feel like it's natural for us to want the easiest way out. So the invention of robots abroad, it's just a way to make our lives simpler and simpler. But in a sense, it's just alleviating all the responsibilities that we have.
Exactly.
We all want to live like kings.
Exactly.
Like when we were in the country,
Exactly.
but we go for I think we all have the technology that we're using for us. Exactly.
Facing you most as young people. You see wealth, you want to take rich there in a few weeks. You think you can be as wealthy as the guy who worked for 30 years, 40 years. Or the guy who was born into a family of wealth. And that is something else, by the way. Young people, especially the ones who are starting work, in most of the places where we are as employers, the biggest problem is that young people are not patient to go through the cycle of development in the normal trajectory. They think they will become bosses in 2 days. They think they will start earning six-figure salaries on the 6th day. And they think that doing the low-level tasks is beneath them, most of the time because they have gone to university. That is your problem. And you get frustrated. Yeah? Hakuna pressure. Yeah, true. I agree with you. No, I really agree with you. I agree with you. It is poor parenting. That's why I told you we are an interesting generation. Look, I'll tell you what my father told me when he came, and this is the strangest comment anybody can make to a child. When he came for the prayer day and I was doing KCSE, he walked with me and then he said, whether you pass or fail, you'll always be your father's son. You'll come back home. You'll not go live with your teachers. Very encouraging. But here we are now, when somebody records 65% and you tell them, where did the other 35 go? We're putting pressure on our kids. We expect them to succeed in everything. We expect them to speak 3 languages fluently, to do ballet, to become engineers, to become what? All of them collectively. So I agree with you. There is a parenting problem, and there must be a discussion around parents on how to deal with that problem. I agree on that pressure. But don't put pressure on yourselves. That's the starting point. Don't start yearning for things that people took longer to reach. There's a difference between being ambitious and being stupid. Being ambitious is having goals, working towards them. Being stupid is thinking that you'll achieve it in one day. And if you don't achieve, getting into the room and covering yourself with a blanket and saying, this life is not meant for me. Comment, question? Yes, madam.
Thank you for the discussion that is very, very rich. As an intervention into the mental issues the young people are going through. It's true, irresponsible parenting and destructive lifestyles is one of the major causes of mental health issues. But I just want the young people here not to live in the blame game. Because if you blamed your parents, we are living in a world of a lot of single parenting. Most of the students in school, even here in the university, are raised by a single parent. And that single parent could be a mother. So they lack the father figure who is very, very vital at every stage of development. So they have missed it. And most of the things that they do when they get to early adulthood or adolescence is just to compensate for what they missed when they are growing up. My counsel will be, instead of maybe sitting there blaming the irresponsible parents, how can you redeem yourself? I think that's what he's trying to share. How can you redeem yourself? Because you are now at the stage of the no. So how do you redeem yourself? Is it possible to reduce on the social contact, the contact with technology, so that we build our social networks? And one of the things that maybe I will say is that most of the young people are running away, especially those who are of marriageable age. They are running away from getting married. And I would tell you this, that marriage institution is the greatest buffer to any stressful event. So they're running after money, getting a car, getting a house, and getting children without going into the institution of marriage. And that is very dangerous. So when God helps you to get to an age of getting married, look for a lady and marry and settle down. Because marriage is the greatest buffer to any stressful situation. But this idea of saying that I can make it all alone in life, it is actually contributing to greater mental health issues.
Yeah, loneliness.
Loneliness.
Loneliness is one of the greatest contributors to stress. Well, some of us have always thought we thrive in loneliness. Then we realize we are dysfunctional because we thought we like being lonely. And so I agree with you. I agree with you, Dean. Something to be concerned about. By the way, I have one thing else that I'm concerned about, and this one I have to say because it will be irresponsible for me not to talk about it. I am concerned about your age bracket and our sexual lifestyles. Body counts. We are changing sexual partners the same manner we change clothes. Today you're with this person, tomorrow with another. You are feeling so macho about the idea of having multiple sexual partners, multiple sexual relationships. You know, there's something this generation, the older generation, benefited from. We grew at a time when the discussion around HIV/AIDS, both the negative stigma and the wide investment in a conversation was such that we feared certain behaviors. And that is why we managed to control the prevalence rates of HIV/AIDS. Right now, all sorts of, strategies among young people. My request, and in fact, this one I'm begging you, the data around HIV prevalence among young people is worrying. You might be thinking right now you will get away with being rude of saying, in any event, if I get it, ARVs are there in plenty. But you're setting yourself and you're setting your families into a life that gets complex and complicated. You have options. This is not normal. The social patterns of interaction in the age bracket is not normal. It is not normal that every day of the week is a day to party. It is not normal. It is not. It is not normal to say, because I am doing an online class, I will have 2 beers on the table as I'm in class. There's nothing normal about it. So my request is, invest in your future the same way you're investing in school. Invest in your good health, and especially invest in the good health of your families for the future. Tumeambiana ukweli? Hii story ya body count, sijui girlfriend count, sijui boyfriend count. What is the other terminology? There is another one I was told the other day. The guys who have many people, there is a name that they are being called. During our days, ukiongea na wasichana sana ulikuwa unaitwa King Mswati. Ukiongea na wasichana sana ulikuwa unaitwa King Mswati. And you know why? Mswati had many wives. That is because when we came to university, meeting a girl was a serious venture. We used to say, toka university na degree na bibi. Okay? Toka university na degree na spouse. Right now, your relationships have become a question of this Friday, niko na nani? And then the story changes, next Friday, niko na nani? That is not normal. Haki ya Mungu, hiyo sio kawaida. It is not normal. In Eldoret, DVC nimeambiwa there is a new practice. Park and chill. Kwa inaitwa park and chill. Wazee kama mimi na gari zetu tunakuja, tunachukua wasichana wadogo kwa gari. We go park in the middle of nowhere and then do all sorts of nasties. Those guys, us, we will just spoil your life for no reason. We will tell you sweet nothings today, but tomorrow you will be on your own. That is the story of life. So find real meaningful partners. Tuko sawa? Hiyo hata kama mtaki kusikia tutasema tu bado alafu tuachie hapo so that tusiambiwe we didn't do our part. Right, Daktari, Prof, we have to say it.
Yeah.
If there is no question, I can call it a day. And thank you for coming. Thank you for... Oh, there is a question or comment? Yes.
The madam wrote about boy child and their marriage. And they sit in few forums where they are single parents. But the main thing I would like to tell the young generation is contentment. Even if you've had a child and you're raising that child by yourself, don't go looking for a father figure. Teach that child to be content in whichever situation you raise them. You don't have to look for someone to supplement. Raise them the best way you can, and men, don't raise children, don't go giving back knowing you're not raising those children. Tuko pamoja? That's all.
Yeah, Mumesikia, don't go giving birth, eh? Aya, hiyo message imefika. Sisi hiyo message imechelewa, hatukuambiwa mapema. Hatukuambiwa mapema, lakini you guys now mumeambiwa, you have been told. Haya, any other comment? No comment. Thank you very much for your time and attention and for the opportunity to be here. DVC, really grateful on behalf of the community at the university for welcoming us, and we look forward to working with you. Asanteni.
Thank you so much. Anyone else with any comments? For some of our team,
Madam John, leo kwisha. MSG amesema yote. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so at this point, we really don't want to take much more of your time. I think mine is to hand over back to the chair of the club so that we conclude. Siwendo mwenyeji. Yes. So karibu.
Invu, thank you for this chance once again. At first I didn't say my name, I'm sorry. I'm Joachim Michira, current chairperson, Kibabii University chapter. Currently pursuing a bachelor degree in Geography Kiswahili. And then with me, will you allow me please introduce my team? I'm sorry, by then they were just organizing the other members. Please. Okay.
Invu members, I'm Megan Mora. I'm a third year student pursuing bachelor's degree in social work. I'm very grateful to hear the message from our SD, and we are very grateful to have here today celebrating the 60 years of service to humanity. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I'm called Abdul Bashir, currently serving as the organizing secretary for Kibabii Chapter Red Cross. Actually, I just need to take this time to appreciate our Dr. Idris for this time giving some us, knowledging us, because it is not easy to get such a time. You may think that these seats are empty, but what I know, we have someone who is behind those seats. And the few people that are here, let us deliver the message. I know you came in during class time, but few of us who sacrificed, let us deliver this message. We are living in a generation that if you don't see if you look for what your parents are doing, then you will be discouraged, because some of us, like Dr. said, that we are living, tunalelewa na mzazi mmoja nini, lakini if you are contented in something, then utawakal ni ile you are submissive to God. I think God will lead you in a direct way. So thank you for coming in. Let us have another time again. We can invite you, because Kibabii, it is a good institution, a large institution, developing institution. Let us take your time to invite you again here at Kibabii, so that wanasema mbora wenu ni ule wa kukumbusha. We are forgetting people, like tumelelewa kwa kusahau, na hii kusahau tutafanya aje? Ni kwa wenye kukumbushana. So if you can come back again, like we can organize like a Red Cross chapter again, you come in, at least you can get a large number. If you have an event, we invite you, at least we share, because knowledge you cannot acquire once, but if you can acquire little by little, then take that which is beneficial. I think everything will be fine. Thank you for your time.
Invu members, Michael Joel Nyongesa. currently serving as a treasurer of Kibabii Red Cross chapter. And I'm here to appreciate our SG for this moment, at least to come and share with us what he learned ahead of us, so at least we can also be knowledgeable. And we are more than grateful for that. I don't have much have been said. Thank you.
Good evening. Mine will be very simple. I'm called Ronald Chiang. I'm in third year, taking a bachelor's in social work. I serve as the club's legal advisor, and I want to take this time to congratulate you, Mr. SG, and the DVC and the team for creating this time. At least we've shared a lot. Tumesikia kutosha, and from here, I think my team will and all the members will go share with the others. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my team. Much grateful for today. We have had a wonderful day. Kwa wenye tulikuwa huko uwanja ndege tumecheza sana. Kwa wenye amkuwa we missed you really a lot. I'm sure really a lot. So, and to another thing, thankful to our school, our management for allowing us engage in this activity in this institution, in this auditorium today. Then we are much grateful for your work, for your support you are giving us in our activities. And then secondly, our branch, thank you so much for being with us all day. In any activity we try to engage in any project we try to come up with, they're always with us. And then another person leaving, our patrons, our two patrons are Mr. Simiyu in absentia and Madam Angela. We are much thankful for your support all throughout the day. In anything we do, they're always there for us. So I have nothing to say. My team has already shared everything. There's also another team back there, my other members. Can you please wave? I know there are many, but only that some maybe had classes and maybe any other activities they were engaging in. That's why they maybe turned up less. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Okay, I'm sorry. So, as we welcomed you early, I think we can call it a day. I think we can call it a day for this time. Thank you.
ambao unaenda pia wangoja.
Can I have that? They can start and then KMTC can come in because none of you. So wacha waanze, wakimaliza they still be seated. Then you now get it. Ndio tutoshee vizuri.
Yeah.
pamoja na vitu nyuma, alafu unaunda kampini, unaunda street light, unaweka mbele. Can you expect that before taking things up? Hizo panga sana. Choka. Mimi niliangalia tukifanya kwa choka. Hadi ndo amechoka.
Ana hajatokea.
Yeah, this one is good. Yeah.
So, okay, in 1, 2, 3.
Sawa. Thank you so much.
Now.